Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty blog, and welcome to this week's Pick 5. Now we are 3 weeks into the very busy fall market, and so far it is exactly as we had expected. The one thing I will say is that I was very surprised by the amount of inventory. Across the board, there's way more than expected. So being the stats nerd that I am, I cannot wait till the end of the month to run the numbers and kind of compare them to the last couple Septembers. Because I did this leading into the fall with my predictions blogs, and I just can't wait. I can't wait to see. Now, as far as prices go, I will also say that across the board they do look to be up. Condos, through the roof. But even the entry-level houses, I will say, have also been a lot busier than expected. So in this week's Pick 5, as you probably saw from the title, I want to do something that we don't do very often. We usually look at beautiful houses. Sometimes I'll do a geographic area, and I'll just show you 5 really great houses that are out. Sometimes it's cool, sexy church lofts, or what about Victorians? We've done that a few times. People tell me that I never talk about fixer-uppers, and I don't know why. They're not boring, right? They're great projects. I guess, to be honest, I kind of go where the buyers go, and most buyers want turnkey. Now, I do have a couple buyers right now that are looking for something that they can renovate. Now, one set of buyers is looking for something that they can renovate because it's their budget, right? You want to get into a certain area under $1 million, you have to have something that needs a renovation. The other buyers just have such specific tastes. They said, we're never going to find anything that we like, so we want to do the work. So with that in mind, I thought we would go to the east side where there seems to be a lot of inventory. And I'm going to show you 5 properties right now that I think are, they're not guts, right? I mean, anyone can just say this house is a piece of crap, build on this lot. I want to show you 5 properties that I think have value. I think that there are things that are great about these houses, but I also think that you can add some of your own finishing touches and add some value. Okay, so let's take a look at the map here, guys. So I started kind of around Greenwood Park, as you can see. And there's 4 listings kind of surrounding Greenwood Park. And then there's one over here in the Beach Triangle, which is a really cool area, not just because my Auntie Ellie lived on Dixon Avenue growing up, but also because there's not a lot of through traffic, and you're not, I don't know, if you wanted to walk out to Queen and get a Starbucks, you could off of Balsam or one of those really expensive streets. You could pay a lot less to be in the Beach Triangle. The houses are huge. I remember growing up across the street from Auntie Ellie, I think there was there was low-income housing or group home or something. This is I'm remembering 1984, and it was scary. There was a door to nowhere. And so now we would think of it as like a Juliet balcony, but I just remember looking and there was a door. And as a 4-year-old, you were like, if someone walks out that door, they're going to fall down. And there's always people screaming on the front porch. So a lot's changed in 35 years. It is now an unbelievable area, and we're going to take a look at that one last. So let's start here, guys. Let's start at 71 Highfield. So you see this house at $799.9. Now, obviously, it's not going to sell for that. We're going to come back to it. But first and foremost, I want to go and look at location. So in the context of area names, right, I'll zoom out here. And we see Leslieville, right? And Leslieville is just everywhere, right? Leslieville is huge. Everyone says they live in Leslieville. This is what I would call Greenwood Park. So, for argument's sake, let's say you live at Dundas and Leslie. You're like, well, I live in Leslieville. Yeah, you're on Leslie, sure, but you're close to Greenwood Park. I think once you get on the east side of Greenwood, this grid here, I would call this Greenwood Park. Now, these folks up here are going to call it Little India. Oh, the Hortica house. Did I mention I'm on a diet? I've lost 19 pounds. I'm not fat. I just decided I wanted to do it because people are always like, oh, I'm on a diet and I lost this much. I hurt my knee, I can't work out, and I just decided, what the hell. I went from 212, I'm at 193 right now. My God, La Hortica. Oh, God. Butter chicken, honestly. Just naan bread, like the worst thing in the world. Just dip it in, just, literally put it on your face. Put it on and it's not even technically food. It's a sauce, which is probably just butter and curry and naan bread. Oh, La Hortica. I haven't been there in years. I took my wife there on our 3rd date. She almost threw up and said, she's surprised we got married. Anyways, right, so La Hortica, Little India, Greenwood Park, train of thought. So amazing location, especially if you have a dog. You can literally walk 3 blocks to the park. Now here we have a detached house. So I get a lot of clients. The holy grail of real estate, they want a detached house. Okay, here we've got one price at $799. Now it's a 3-bed, 1-bath. It has an unfinished basement. So we were expecting, of course, that there's no bathroom down there, hence the 1 bath. 25-foot frontage is great. 114 feet is decent. And look at that. Also, the holy grail of parking, the private driveway with a detached garage. So we'll take a look at the house here, right? Solid red brick, right? Driveway needs a lot of work, but the bones are solid. And inside, we know exactly what we're going to get. Very standard layout. Living room at the front, right? You can keep these floors. If you want to do forced air gas, you can. You know, maybe get some newer rads, original trim, which is kind of neat. You can have a dining room in the middle, right? A fireplace that probably doesn't work anymore. Windows could probably be redone. Dining room at the front. And then if you want, let's open this wall up right here. And so this layout is every Leaside semi, right? It's every Davisville semi. It's every semi that's got 3-bed, 2 baths where you've got your living, your dining, and then you've got a hall and a staircase and a kitchen. So we'll open this up here. We can work with this. We don't need to make this any bigger here for the sliding door to go outside. You know, and I mean, the kitchen's not as original, but we would probably gut that too. So again, we're not looking at a house that we're completely gutting. We're looking for value. We're looking for reno projects, and it doesn't show exceptionally well. But I think that for somebody that wants to get into, what happened here? Pillow exploded? For someone that wants to get into a detached house, this doesn't show well. It might not get as many people that are interested, but it's a solid 3 beds. All the plumbing's there, all the wiring's there, right? Everything's been relatively updated. There's something either wrong with this camera lens or that is actually going downhill than uphill. So we got an old dilapidated garage, we got a yucky deck, but we have a 25 by 114. That's awesome, right? We're growing some tomatoes out back. So a lot needs to be done, right? You don't have a fence, but maybe you can meet your neighbors that way. Yeah, it's definitely the camera. So take a look. Again, I mean, I could probably power wash this thing. I mean, I couldn't. Matthew, he's new on our team. He would power wash this deck. Did one over at Crocker. Thanks, Matt. Front and back, too. But look at the size of it, right? I mean, it's a detached house, and it's red brick, and it stood the test of time. Solid bones, as they say. So this is listed at $799,900. Now, if we want to go and look at other houses on Highfield, let's look for the last detached to sell. Where's the last detached to sell? Well, that's a bungalow. Let's look at this one here. So, $1,327,000. Now it's 25 by 101, right? And it's got a private drive, and it has a main floor family room, 3-bed plus 1 4-bath. Now, when did this thing sell? It sold in 2017. It sold in November of 2017, or sorry, December of 2017. So that was after things had dropped off. But if they got $1,327,000 for this house, and it's fully done, like, you know, it's beautiful, right? You're gonna be like, it's night and day. But it tells me that the street could probably support $1,550,000. So if this street here can support $1,550,000, we've got this house at $799,900. Again, I'm not talking about buying this and building it out and flipping it. I'm talking about buying this with, you know, $950,000 and maybe putting in 80, right? Take out that wall, and honestly, I could do that. I mean, I couldn't. It's more of an expression. It's like, I could eat a horse. I'm not going to. But take out that wall. It's not major work. It's not structural. And redo the kitchen. Keep the floors. Take out some windows. Spruce up the bathroom upstairs. Paint. Redo flooring. And do it slowly over time. Your unfinished basement is a longer term project. But yes, if you were to completely gut this and blow out the back and do an extension, you're basically spending $400,000 to build a new house. You could support 1.55. But this is incredible value, and this is a great project. Okay, 24 Greenwood. This is really interesting. We're $869, and we're offers anytime. So right off the bat, right, I'm interested. Now this is just north of Queen. And so I'm showing this to you because I think there are folks that this will resonate with. I think based on the fact that it is 3 units, you can live in one, rent the other 2 out. Look, you are right next to the streetcar line. Streetcar takes you into the city, it takes you wherever you want to go. I sound like I'm advertising for the TTC and pointing out the obvious. Now, Greenwood is obviously a busier street, but for $869, I mean, what more do you want? It's 3 units. It has no parking, but it's in decent shape. So it's a standard semi, and we've got 3 units, 1 on the main, 1 upstairs, and 1 in the basement. So on the main, really good shape, right? Not what you would expect for $869. And it's probably a little bit chopped up, and I get that. And this is upstairs, it's the upstairs unit. So it's probably a little bit chopped up. There's the basement, it's got decent ceiling height. But if you're looking to get into the housing market, and we've had these conversations with clients before, we were having one the other night with a client, you know, we said, maybe get a duplex. You know, you're in a rental right now, you don't need the space, but you want to get into the housing market. This is an option. And this is in really good shape for a 3-unit property, because if I were to, you know, hear from somebody like, oh, there's a 3-unit property on Girard, an old semi that's been chopped up, I certainly would not expect it to be in this good shape, right? This is not luxury. Stop emailing me. This girl booked another showing? Holy moly. Right, so there's your bedroom with a lamp and an awful light and an IKEA. That's IKEA. So right, I was saying it's not luxury, but again, it's 3 units, and this I don't love. You know, and you know, this could be, boy, a sledgehammer, a hot summer day, and a glass of lemonade. Probably take that thing up. That's what I did in the summer of '02. Before I got into real estate, I was basically this guy's. I was jacked at the time, and really liked working. I'd get there at like 7 a.m. and leave at 6:45 in time to get home and watch the Leafs playoffs. And just every day was a different thing. It was like Mr. Miyagi. He'd leave me a note. He'd be like, yeah, Dave, today, and basically things I had no idea how to do. Build fences, do interlocking flagstone. I just did it all. That's how I learned real estate from the ground up. Cool story, Hansel. Okay, so 869, it's a 17.5 by 110. Again, 3 bathrooms, right? So look, 1 upstairs, 1 in the basement, 1 on the main. They all have a shower because there are 3 different units. So you have 2 bedrooms in the main. Okay, so living, kitchen, bedroom on the main, living, kitchen, bedroom up top, kitchen, bedroom in the basement. So downstairs you've got a 2-bed. So set up for 3 units. If you wanted to buy this thing and take one of the units out eventually, you could. If you want to buy it, live in one and rent out the other 2. Here are the incomes. You ready for this? $1,600, $1,455, and $1,200. Unreal. So let's say that you want to, you know, buy this and live in the $1,200 one. You're getting $3,000 a month in income. You're buying this thing for $869 with 20% down. I mean, what are you really paying? I love this opportunity, but the buyer pool for this is thin. And I don't think anyone's buying this to turn it back to single family. Okay, 93 Billings, another great house. So let's look at lot size first. We're 22 feet by 92, so we're a little bit short. We're 3-bed, 2 in the basement apartment, right? We got a 2-bedroom basement apartment. Now this is updated with forced air, gas, central air, unlike the first house, which was definitely older, but it was detached and it was on Highfield. So Billings is 2 streets over from Highfield. So here we are at Billings, right? So you want to walk the dog, you're up and over on Athletic and you're at the Greenwood Park. Of course, across the street, it's very busy. Now the other one at Greenwood is down here, and over here we were at Highfield. So same kind of idea. And the house, as I said, 3-bed, semi, basement apartment, and then you got 1 bath, and you've got the other bathroom in the basement. So this one is open concept at least, right? So in terms of, you know, this staging is like, the house is not nearly as nice as the staging, but this, this too needs work. Oh my God, I'm gonna kill this girl. Not actually, sorry, just like 4 phone calls. Hi, where's your lockbox? I can't find it. Okay, so that's right, pick 5 is more important. So kitchen could be redone, right? You've got to do something with this, and it's not just furniture. Like this needs something. It is so plain. It needs your own finishing touches. But the bones are there. Again, you don't have to take down walls in this place. So maybe we do the railings. Maybe we get rid of the popcorn ceiling. Maybe we do some pot lights, right? This is basic, simple stuff. The floor plan of this thing is fantastic. So if you wanted to take down this other half wall here, I guess you could, but she's calling me again. This is what rookie real estate agents do. Like, this is what psychos do. Like, someone that calls 5 times in a row, that's psychotic. There's no actual reason for that unless it's your wife and like there's an emergency, God forbid. 5 missed calls. Honestly, there's just, I'm sorry. I know you're gonna think, well, David, you know, maybe she wants to bring an offer or something. Like, not 5 missed calls. 5 missed calls is crazy. You know, 5 missed calls is crazy, right? This isn't like, oh, David, my client had a really important question. No, 5 missed calls is crazy. And the level of realtor has never been lower. I'm just going to say it. Okay, great. Back to pick 5. So, kitchen, as I said, very original shape, right? We can get rid of this. They put a nice big stainless steel fridge in. I have no idea what that is. It looks like a hose or something. So, yes, you can probably take that down, that wall. That's what happened. That girl called me. Okay, let's go back to this. Yeah, so take down this wall here and then change the kitchen, right? Maybe you put it all at the back, like this. Or, she's calling again. She's calling again. You know what? Hold that thought. Sorry about that. We're back. So, as I was saying, there's different ways that you can lay this kitchen out. If you want to go all the way back in this kind of box I'm drawing, you can. If you want to take this wall out, do an island here, you can. But a lot of people would say, well, oh, I can't get rid of this because then I'm losing cabinet space. Just think outside the box a little bit, or, you know, I don't know, pick up one designer mag. Okay, so let's go upstairs now because I'm kind of tired of this. Okay, here we go upstairs. So again, 3 decent sized bedrooms. Right, and the staging literally, I don't know what kind of interview is happening here, but the staging, makes the place look a lot better than it is, which is the point, except that the staging is so good and the house is not. So here we go, downstairs in the basement, right? So now we're going to talk about our basement apartment. So we've got laundry down there we're sharing. Oh, what's happening here? Okay. And we have no photos. We have no photos of our basement apartment. Well, I don't know, George. I probably would have taken a few photos of the basement apartment. In their defense, I will say this. Check this out. See this? Tenant. So they have a tenant in the basement. Legally speaking, you cannot photograph a tenant's personal property unless you have permission. Most people would just go ahead and do it. I'm going to give these guys credit for not just going ahead and doing it. So we'll take a look at the floor plan so I can show you, okay, the basement here, right? Bedroom at the front, bedroom at the back, and then you've got a kitchen. So I think what's probably happening is this is your living room and then this is your bedroom. Now because of the position of them, I guess if you wanted, you can open this up. But I don't know, maybe they're boarding students or something, right? Maybe they had 2 nannies, I don't know. But I think there's value here, I really do. And so it's a bit of an odd layout. And in terms of the comp, the one that I would go to is probably this, 71 Billings. So this is 860,000, 3-bed, 1 bath, 22 by 111, right? Separate entrance, unfinished basement, and this thing just sold a couple months ago. Lovingly kept home for the same family for 48 years. Okay, great. Now we're here, we're $899, right? Similar specs overall. I mean, 860, 899. This is a shorter lot. It's about the same footprint, better shape. I don't know. It doesn't feel like this is that much over $900,000. I think this is a $950 property max. And that's what's so interesting about this area is because everyone assumes that every house is $1 million plus. I don't think this one is. I think there's a lot of potential. The basement's a bit weird, but the main floor's already opened up. We're just talking aesthetic changes. So other thing here, mutual parking, 1 space. I'm not so sure. Okay, 159 Leslie. So here we've got a bigger house. We have a 20-foot by 128. We can see it's a Victorian, right? We've got a lane right beside here, and we've got 2-car parking in the back. We also have a basement apartment, and it's a 4-bedroom. So we're seeing our first 4-bedroom. So we'll take a look at the map here, and we're just north of Queen. So we're on Leslie, maybe a little bit busier street, right? Now let's drop the man over here, and we'll see. Okay, what's across the street? Well, we're across from a church. Jesus, you better like what's across the street. So we've got a little building here as well, right? This is that called a rectory? I'm not sure. So location-wise, maybe you don't love being right across the street from the church, but the house is awesome, right? Look at it, it's a beautiful house, and that's your laneway right there, not to be confused with a private drive. So it is a semi, it is 2.5 stories, and the bones here are solid, right? Again, inside, do you want to open up this wall? Look at the principal room sizes, right? Do you want to open this here? Do you want to take this ugly thing out? Do you want to get rid of the parquet flooring? Same kind of idea. Living at the front, dining at the back, and then we're going to have a staircase going up, a staircase going down, we're going to have the kitchen on the other side. Yeah, no, cool. All right, I'm also a collector of severed heads. Right, so this is kind of what I meant. These are neat. The rounded archways, I don't think people love them anymore. And then you've got a huge kitchen with a table in it, which is very, 2019. So I think if you even just say a person's, nationality, it's racist. Everything's racist in 2019. Okay, but the kitchen's huge. So you can do an absolutely mammoth kitchen reno. And then upstairs for a master bedroom, this thing's huge. This thing's gigantic, right? Really good room sizes. And then there's a 1/2 story up there. So that's the 4th bedroom. So you're probably not going to use that for anything. Down the line, you might blow this out. You got to reconfigure the staircase. And maybe if you wanted to, you could put his and hers closets and another bathroom. Downstairs in the basement, right? Table down there. That's for the family to have dinners. And you got a wood burning fireplace that may or may not work. So huge house. Bones are solid, right? Here's your basement apartment. I think you'd probably just use this as a rec room. So there's a lot to work with here, a lot to work with. And I think, there we go. Wow, okay, so a lot of work to do in the backyard. By work, I mean take out stuff if you don't want it, which I think a lot of people might not want. There you go. So there's the entrance to the basement apartment. But again, right, detached, huge footprint. Look at this. This is a peaked roof going this way, right? And this is the back of the house. Think about how big this footprint is. Right? Remember that kitchen? It's a massive house. So 2-car parking, priced at $948. See, that's the sloped roof I was talking about. So it's like one house in the back of another house. Price at $948. I mean, because it's a 4-bedroom, this thing could be $1,000,001. Could be $1,150,000, could be $1,200,000. I know I gave you a lot of different numbers, but I would see value in this at $1,100,000. There's no question I would see value in this. I think it's headed a lot higher just because of the size. But again, this thing needs work. And if you saw this exact house that was completely done and renovated, I mean, this location could carry 1.8, right? Church across the street, maybe not quite, but it's on Leslie, it's in Leslieville, it's a semi-detached 2.5 story, it's a 4-bedroom. If this was a 4-bed, 4-bath, this thing could carry a huge number. So opportunity, but there's a lot to take out here that's outside the house, and then you haven't even gone in yet. Okay, one more here, guys. So 29 Brookmount. So saved what I think is the coolest for last. Brookmount is in, as I mentioned, the Beaches Triangle. Now, where's Auntie Ellie's house? I think it's right here. Yeah. And then this was the house with the door to nowhere and the people that always yelled at each other, and it was really scary. So this looks absolutely beautiful from the outside, right? It's an Edwardian. It's probably close to 100 years old. Semi-detached 3-story, 20 by 118. 5 bedrooms? Are you kidding me? 2-car parking off the laneway, no garage, unfinished basement, but updated, right? Forced air, gas, central air. So Brookmount, here we go, beautiful Edwardian, love the red brick. Brookmount is in better shape than what we've seen, but again, right? There's a lot of elements of staging here. So if there's original plaster, right? If there's old windows, right? And then layout-wise, I mean, what you can't see on the other side of here is there's probably a big honking wall, right? Separating the rooms. You're going to want to take down walls on the inside. So you've got really old windows here. Some of these, if it's that girl again, I'm going to die. So you've got some of these original finishes like this, which is really cool. Okay, so here's what I meant by the wall. And as you can see, this thing obviously needs work. So we have a bathroom with a tub on the main floor. That's fun, right? And here you go, kitchen needs a little bit of a reno. So upstairs, nice rooms, nice staging, nice fireplace. I dig. That's what my picture framer used to say. Yes, I have a picture framer. And so here's one of those. This is literally an invitation for mold. Look at the windows. Oh my God. The condensation in between the panes. So these are these little extensions that just they serve no purpose and they just stink and rot. Sorry if you have one. And there's the 3rd floor. Okay, so there's a lot to work with, and if they have a floor plan, it would be helpful. No, they don't. So again, 5 bedrooms, and let's take a look up here. So we've got master, 2nd, 3rd, that sunroom, which is awful, and then 4th and 5th, so a Jack and Jill. So again, $99.99, and it's not going to sell anywhere near there, right? This is well over. This is probably $200,000 over list. But the bones of this thing, my goodness, right? And this is a bigger project than the other ones, okay? The first ones I was saying, just do a couple of things, maybe move in, save some money, do the basement down the line. This thing's a gut, right? Or at least it should be. A proper gut on this thing. It's a 5-bedroom house. Now, you don't need 5 bedrooms, so maybe the top floor, Jack and Jill for the 2 kids with a bathroom, or maybe up top, you blow that thing out, and that becomes the master with his and hers closets, and the bathroom, 5-piece. So tremendous opportunity here. And again, right, 2-car parking off the laneway, 20 feet. I would like a little more width on that, but this is a vertical house. It's a really tall property. A lot of square footage. You're just going up instead of out. That's it. Wow, that's it. Really? I wonder if that girl found a lockbox. No, seriously. Called the office twice. Hey. Rome wasn't built in a day. So I hope you enjoyed this week. We didn't look at sexy properties. We looked at things that need a little bit of work. And I'm actually going to be showing a couple of these this weekend. I think, to, as I said, clients that have a budget need to get in under $1 million. And I think that Highfield is a fantastic opportunity. Billings may be second best. Anyways, guys, I am going to go home. I'm actually going to see my wife and kid tonight. I'm really excited. I know that sounds pathetic. I was in the office until 11:30 on Monday, midnight on Tuesday, and last night, 11 o'clock. What are you going to do, right? That's the life. So have a fantastic weekend, guys. Thank you for watching as always. Bye for now.